Hey everyone, today I'm going to be playing one rapid game and giving you move-by-move instruction on how I think. How does an expert think at chess? Okay, here we are. I'm going to start with e4. Really good way to just activate my pieces and develop them and to castle quickly. Okay, here after c5, this is called the Sicilian defense. Luckily, I know theory, and the way to proceed is to develop this knight here. Trade up in the center here. Knight takes. And it looks like we might be going into a Najdorf with a6 here. Yeah. So in a Najdorf, I usually want to go f3 before developing my bishop to e3 to avoid knight g4 things. Okay, e6. This would be the Scheveningen opening. Scheveningen, of course, invented after small town in the Netherlands. Okay, b5. I'm looking at b5. Usually this could mean two things. A bishop b7. To throw themselves on this diagonal, or to do b4, affect my knight and pressure it, but luckily e4 is defended here, so b4 is not a worry here, and bishop b7 bites on granite here. My pawn structure is very, very solid, so I can move on with my development. Queen d2. So far so good. Okay, knight d7. Looking at any things like this, right? Any things that can create a spark early on. But I think I'm just going to castle long. King safety, very important. I might even go king b1 very early in this game. Okay, I don't really want to go to b1 because this king would not be able to go there. And knight a4, my knight would be on the side of the board, which would not be optimal and would give black some tempo. So I'm just going to go back to e2 here. Queen a5, I'm anticipating to attack a2, and then I'm going to play king b1. Okay, queen c7. Kind of creating nice little x-ray vision on my king here. I'm just going to go king b1, get that king safe, and so we can move on with our attack, which we're going to try here right now with g4. So my opponent is a bit slow to castle, which is why I'm going to do these moves to try to create a break here. Okay, d5 attacking e4. d5 attacking e4. Okay, I absolutely have to take. I cannot push, I cannot defend because this is attacked too many times. So we're going to take here on d4, d5. I'm anticipating knight takes more than bishop takes. Bishop takes can threaten some things. But on bishop takes, this piece is attackable, whereas this knight takes attacked this bishop. We'll see what the game review after. That's going to be very fun to see what both sides could have done better. Okay, so on knight f4, black has this fork, but I think I can take this bishop. Taking this bishop would attack the queen, they would have to take back, etc. My goal here is to open up the center. If I can find a way to dismantle these pawns and create an opening in that center, this king would be weak. So that's the goal here, that's the plan. Establishing a plan in the middle game is very, very important. Okay, so now knight takes would just be met with knight takes here. And I feel like my position is doing well. I want to go rook g1 here. And the reason is I want to threaten g5, takes, and then do g6 to create a rupture in this pawn structure here. And okay, e5 might threaten some things, takes. My knight would be attacked. I would go knight f5, let's say. And I like this position overall. I think I would do a great job here so far of opening up this king. So that's exactly what we're going into. Knight takes d5. They can't take my pawn. I would take this queen with check, pick up the rook. It would be absolutely winning. So they're just deciding which knight to take back with. And now I have a few options. Knight b3. I don't like this because it gives tempo on a5, a4. I like knight f5. We're going to go here. Double checking my move before playing it. Okay, there might be some knight c3 things. Takes, queen moves, check, here. Yeah, and I can also go, ooh. So, takes, check, takes this. Okay, queen c1, check, here. Queen a5, threatening queen, bishop a3. This could be very, very scary. Do I have check? I think I do. I have check. Yes. Okay, so I think I have knight f3, and on here I can just take, and now knight d6 check. No, I don't have knight d6 check. Never mind. Takes, and queen b7. And I'd be in a mating net over here. Very critical moment in the game right now. What if I did this, and on takes, you know, my knight takes up b3. I think that's a better move. My knight is, of course, less attacking. But at least there's none of this garbage here. I'm trying to find a move. Maybe there's something that's saving here. Queen c1, queen check. It's like threatening queen b2 or something. No, there's a bishop here. There's no queen check on b6, so it would be queen b7. Yeah, this is fine. I think this is fine. We're gonna go for it. It's a very critical moment. This could be a blunder. My opponent, unless they've been calculating for themselves, have no idea what I just played. But it's a huge risk. Okay, g6. Really did not look at that. Here, g6. Okay. g6. I could go back here. I could take g5. I like taking. I like takes. Takes in g5. Even if they take my bishop first, I have takes in g5. I'm just calculating here, double checking my lines as always. There could also be the surprise of this right now, but I'm not sure. I take here, takes, and just queen c1 again. It's really foolproof. Like there's always g5. Okay, so takes. We're going into this line. Takes queen c1, triple checking. There can be rook check first and queen a5. That can be very tough to combat because bishop a3 is such a big threat. Let's see if they find it. b8 sadly. Rook b8, queen a5 threatening bishop a3, and then there's bishop b2 things. If I can defend against this bishop, what? This is very surprising to me. Very surprising. I think I can just take. Takes, queen takes. My rook is attacked, but I mean that was completely winning for them. Yeah, they're threatening to take, queen takes, and then check and mate. Obviously, I can't let that happen, so we're gonna go here. Queen takes. I have to move my bishop to defend, or not. I could move my rook, but it's very passive. What's the threat? What's their threat? Check, let's say, king here. I'm not seeing much for black. Let's go bishop d3. My bishop is defended, it's stable. Could go to e4 one day. I'm not seeing what black has here. And if I take? If I take this, does black have a win? Like rook b2? No, I'm pretty sure I'm winning that. I think I can just take here. On queen a3, I have rook b1. Rook b2, and that's dangerous. Okay, on queen a3 I have check. Yeah, on rook b2, check. This is what I saw. King here. just take here as well. This could be a draw. This could be a draw. Nah, we're just going out here. No, I'm taking up this. Okay, so just check here for sure. King here, there's some really nice double checks. Absolutely, I need to look into, especially this one because you take up c8. So let's say, well, okay, wait, the king can go here first and foremost, which I had not seen. But okay, what's the threat here? Takes, queen check. King up, queen b6. Then we take. So there's no threat. The threat is queen e3. If I can find a way just to like, I think it's like that small, right? Okay, but here I have to be careful. There's queen a5 defending and attacking. This is crazy. Okay. The game is turning a little bit mad. What if something crazy? Like bishop here, threatening mate. Bishop f5. There's always these things, but okay, bishop f5, let's say takes. Check here. So bishop here takes and I take back. Check. I have a minute left. Way. Yeah, I think it works. I think it works. We'll see. We'll see. I've calculated some bit of it. This, it's a gamble. Oh, this defending. Is that losing? Oh no. I'm just looking. Is queen a5 completely winning? Ah, they found it. Okay, so now I have to sack a rook. Sack a rook, get into this endgame. Yep. Save my position, only way. I like this bishop. It's equal. It's completely equal. But if I could trap this rook here, that'd be crazy. Now let's go into the bishop versus knight endgame. I like my outside pass pawn here on h4. Oh, we're gonna have to rush this for sure. Yeah. We're gonna have to rush. 30 seconds. Here we're taking up the vital squares of this knight, threatening a3. So a5 is forced. I'm going here, this. No, how about I go here? Knight is trapped. I think this is winning for white, despite my time. I'm gonna try to clean house here. Okay, let's go quick. 4 minutes. Of course, they can take as much time as they want. Okay, I have 10 moves to win this. No! Just not enough time. Okay, I think it was a fantastic game anyways. Of course, I'm completely winning here, but yeah, let's move on to the game review analysis. I just ran the game review on this thing, and this is what we got. So out of 58 moves, I got 1 brilliant move, 4 great moves, 21 best moves, 10 excellent moves, 3 good moves, 8 book moves, so completely good in the opening, 4 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, 2 misses, 1 of them I don't understand, 3 blunders. So there's a lot to work on. You're gonna see in this analysis my weaknesses, so the places where I didn't calculate right at all, and the places where I had some bad calculations due to biases, and I'll mention them at those times. There's also some places where I exhibit some strength, some good endgame play, some good middle game play. In this game, I outplayed my opponent at 81.2 accuracy, whereas my opponent had 73.1. I got 2257 rating for the performance I had here, and my opponent's performance was of a 1963. I played the opening like a brilliant move. That's crazy. But the middle game was kind of a mistake because I had the 3 blunders supposedly in there, as well as the end game I played excellently. So I'm very, very positive about that. So here is the game. The opening starts out. The opening moves, I think I know this Sicilian well. The Najdorf I played well here, F3 book move. All these book moves is like perfect play till now. So this keeps you at 100% accuracy until now. And here I play castles. Excellent move, though I ran the engine, and they said G4 was a bit better, though castles is right up there, second best move of the engine, so still very good. B4, a mistake by my opponent, because after knight e2, I'm threatening this pawn. Now, after queen c7, they're saying that I should have taken this pawn here. It's not a known concept of the Sicilian that you take the pawn on b4 and open lines against you. This is discouraged. So I didn't take the pawn, and instead I played king b1. They have a problem with king b1, but honestly, if I ran the engine right now, it's saying king b1 is the first or second best move of this position, so this should not be a miss. I think this is a glitch, but anyways. Bishop b7, a miss by them. They're saying d5 is the best to directly put pressure on e4. I can agree with this actually. So bishop b7 and now g4. G4, excellent move. They prefer c4. Oh, interesting. I'm looking at this for the first time, but c4 is definitely interesting. They're also suggesting knight f4. Isn't there e5 with the fork? This is the engine talking here. Knight d e6 with not really good. Like kind of a mistake, yeah. So I guess the engine was not thinking deeply there. c4 is better. Best move here by the engine, supposedly. And after takes, I would have knight takes c3. But the thing is, I hate this because it opens it on my king, and this is just not my style. So if you play something that's similarly good but is your style, like g5, with a good plan in mind, it's better in my eyes. h6, great move to prevent the g5 threat, and now I go h4. Not so good of move because, okay, black takes back the reins of this game and play d5 here, but they don't. In fact, they like knight f4 still. What is going on here? e5, I thought there's a fork here, as knight f5 takes, and now bishop takes, and we've sacrificed a piece, and it's only -1 for the black pieces, meaning we sacrificed a piece for a pawn. We're supposed to be -2, but it's only -1, so slight edge to the black pieces, given the gift of a piece, because I think we're regaining this pawn here on d6. Interesting, but still, I like h4 here. Direct plan, we want to go rook g1 and g5, and I think that's not bad. d5, great move by my opponent. Takes and bishop takes. Aha, this is a miss. They should have done knight takes, as I said in the game, so my intuition was pretty good here. I said knight takes is better, because the knight takes is like an attacking move, whereas the bishop takes, the bishop can be attacked, and the threats are not that big. I mean, I'm defending this, and the a2 threat is on condition that there's a queen a5 coming, which I'm not assuring after knight f4, threatening to take up the bishop pair. And so here knight b6, a mistake, direct mistake by the black pieces, should have gone bishop b7. I guess that the engine evaluates that this bishop is very strong, and you don't want to give up the bishop pair, though they do. And so here I play rook g1, which is excellent move. A little bit better maybe was bishop d3, which I don't know why. Maybe sinking into this diagonal, developing a piece. I just love this g5 initiative. And in fact, the engine really likes g5 here for the black pieces to intercept my plan. So g5, just to give a simple variation, here g5, knight h5, knight takes, and g takes. And this is still a small edge to the white pieces because we have a lot of pressure here on g5, and the black pieces with their development or their attack are not moving farther along. My opponent plays the mistake here, e5. And this gives a grand advantage to the white pieces apparently, +3. And here I missed g5 myself. That's crazy. g5, saying nope to this fork and just reaffirming attack, counterattack on this knight on f6, crazy. And if you are to take any of my two knights, if you take on f4, I take back with the bishop, and we have this double attack here. I don't think you can really stop both attacks at the same time, but there's bishop t6, bishop takes, queen takes, and then we would take here, g takes, and then it's an open play, and the white pieces are doing magnificently. The black pieces haven't even castled yet, and we're applying pressure on this bishop. This queen's attacked. It's +7 for the white pieces here. That's astonishing. And if you take on d4, this is a really cool line. I have g takes f6, sacrificing a piece. If you are to take my piece here, I go queen takes e3 check. Again, the punishment is this king not castling ever, which means that now we have an underlying weakness which allows us to trade or sack a piece in exchange for an open king, which is exactly what I was saying during the game. Our goal is to open up the king side, and that's exactly what we did. We opened up the center, the king is weak, and here it's really tough to defend. If you go king here, let's say, I have knight takes d5, we're just taking this piece. If bishop here, knight takes e6, and this, you're gonna have to give back the piece, and with some play for the white pieces. And if you go bishop e7, okay, thank you so much for the piece at least, but I'll go f takes g7, and now I have a monstrous pawn on g7, and we take back the piece on d5, completely winning for the white pieces. So g5 is a pretty impressive move that I completely missed. In fact, I was just looking on taking on d5, knight b takes d5, and now knight f5. A big blunder in this game. They suggest knight b3, which is the other move I was looking at, and with caution. I think I took 2 minutes on this turn, which is, yeah, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. You can see it on your screen, which is a testament to how much I considered that knight f5 might be a mistake. I said that multiple times, and I said also that knight b3 would be pretty good against a potential attack on c3. So knight f5, but it's not bad for the reasons I thought it was bad. Here, on knight c3, this is actually a big miss. This is better for the white pieces after takes, takes, and here knight d6. And in my calculation, I remember bishop takes, queen takes, and now there's queen b7 and I'm getting mated. Here I have bishop b6, and now I'm defending this mate. And after knight d7, I have king a1. Okay, you take back, let's say. Now I can take on e5 with check, and this king has to move. And now queen d6. And here white are excelling. Open position, weak king, yada yada yada, no attack for the black pieces, disconnected rooks, passive pieces, completely winning. So why is knight f5 bad? Well, here black have g6, which is what they played in the game. Crazy, hallucinating. I thought this was a mistake personally, but after knight takes h6, black have a nice move, knight takes e3. Queen takes e3 here, defending the knight still, and not bishop takes, because we calculated g5 and we regained the piece, and I was fine with this. But no, there's bishop c5, and now we've placed two weak pieces on the e3 and g1 square, and this is a perfect skewer. GG's, I'm losing a full piece. I have queen g5 to reaffirm attack on this knight. Okay, but then bishop takes, and if I want to take here, I lose the piece, so I'm down a rook. My opponent missed this and played knight c3, and now it's completely equal. I regained that equality. I was completely losing before this, and I takes, and I play perfectly queen c1, the only like steady move that's keeping this at 0-0. And now bishop c5, a really big mistake. Yeah, we calculated rook b7, rook b8, we calculated queen b7, we calculated this, giving a queen. But yes, rook b8 is the best move here. Just to give the line here, king a1, and I'm surprised this is not completely winning. We did see queen a5 as well with bishop a3 threat. Here there is knight takes f7, saving the position. This is crazy, because otherwise bishop a3 and then bishop b2, and this is over. So the king takes. And I don't even understand. I'm seeing this for the first time. King e8, and now rook de1, and after bishop a3, you have queen d1, letting in bishop b2. This is make-believe, surely. Because the bishop is on c4, we have bishop b3 here, covering this discovery check and really calling black's bluff, because here the bishop has some discovery checks, but they're all bad because of this bishop on c4 that conceals the b file and now lets us attack in what is gonna be a turbulent couple of next moves here. So there you have it. Here it's still good for the white pieces. I thought I was completely losing in this position. If black plays this, they have a small edge, but bishop c5 and it's completely winning for me. I missed. I think I went too fast here. I missed king a1. Give it to you straight. I missed king a1, which keeps my king off of this super weak b file against it. And here the black pieces are in trouble. Their attack is slown, and if rook b8, I have bishop c4, very nice, attacking c7. And here if takes, queen takes, you cannot take this bishop because I have queen takes e5, so nice. This is really crazy. I didn't know it was this winning. I take here on c5, it's still winning, +4 for the white pieces. Queen takes c5, and now bishop d3. A medium move, I still retain my advantage here, but I have king a1, that's so much better. And this is a prophylactic move, this theme, that just you take off your king from a potential check in advance, so you save some moves up front, so then you can attack the opponent, slow down the opponent's threats and attacks to progress yours and accelerate your threats and attacks on the weak king on e8 here. And this prophylactic move would have been a really winning prospect here. But I played bishop d3, and after rook b8 check, king a1, still doing good, +3, like a piece up here. I am a piece up, I'm up a bishop. Rook takes h6, this is completely winning, +9. Rook b2, threatening queen a3, and I didn't know that black are completely hopeless here. They're not losing, they're hopeless. Queen ah8, best move. King e7. And again, here is a fault in my calculation. I only looked at queen h8. If you rewind the tape, I only looked at queen h8 and king d7. I didn't look at king e7. And that's a fault in my calculation. If king e7 would have worked for the black pieces, I would have been in big trouble. And even when this was played, I didn't know what to do, and I lost 2/3 of my time here, which ultimately cost me the game because I was unprepared to play against that move. And here, 3 moves are completely winning. Number 1 is bishop c4, I think threatening this. If you take my bishop, I have queen d8 check, king here, and queen d6 checkmate. Insane. And overall, we're threatening mate on d8. So queen b6, this is a defensive move, not an attacking move, a defensive move. And now we have rook b8 to defend, and we keep our piece up, no more attacks. We'll look to trade if the queen ever escapes this b file, and it's completely over. Number 2 winning move is g5. If queen here, it's pretty much mate. I think I'll just do queen takes f6, king f8 here, check here, and queen takes e5 check. You always have to do checks because mate in 1 is threatened. King f8, and here queen check, king here, and then rook dg1 check. And this is completely over. Third winning move is a move that we looked at. But again, because of my bias, I did not continue the variation till its fullest. And we talked about it in the game. It's rook ge1. You can rewind the tape. I looked at this. I said, isn't it just this? And then I said, oh no, there's queen a5, still defending e5 and attacking a2. Well, guess what? Here the white pieces have a completely winning move. Pause the video to solve. It's very simple. You just need to defend a2. And because I was disillusioned that this queen was still taking up c4, I forgot about bishop c4. Completely missed this. You defend a2. You keep the pressure on e5. You open this line. It's completely winning. Plus 10, plus 68 in this position. Done. So instead I play the blunder bishop f5. It's a blunder because I go from plus 10 to 0. It's a complete draw here because of this queen a5. And here I find the only drawing move in this position, queen d8. It's also a brilliant move. Who has a brilliant move and then a blunder move back to back? That's crazy to me. Anyways, we go into an equal endgame. I was up a full rook in this position. Crazy. Bishop d3, and this endgame, let me tell you, I played perfectly. Literally perfectly. Rook b1, great move, takes, knight b4, I play h5 first. Very nice little trap here. If knight takes, I had h6, and there's no way for this knight to take up this pawn. It's just gonna queen. So I was kind of banking on that if it were to happen. It's also the best move. King e7 and now bishop e4, and I'm trapping this knight, and at this point it's completely winning for the white pieces. a5, bishop b7, terrific move, terrific move. a3, and literally this endgame is played perfectly. They're saying this is a blunder, it's still +4. I missed a beautiful move here on f5 instead of bishop e6. I know I'm down on time. This is the biggest weakness by far in this game. My big weakness was biases, 100%. I didn't calculate 2 variations equally. And number 2 was time management. Terrible time management. There's no way my opponent has 20,000 times more time than me in the ending stages of the game. But at the same time, I was explaining a lot of stuff which can knock off some of my time, but there's no excuse there. So here I have such a beautiful move. I just wanted to share it with you guys. f4. f4, insane move. And here, if you take with the king, my pawn passes, and we're gonna queen. And if you take with the pawn, I have bishop f3, freezing these 2 pawns and keeping this king stuck on this h5 pawn. You have to stay around it in life to stop it from ever pushing up. So the king is trapped here, and then I'll just do what I did in the game. King a2, king b3, king takes b4, king takes c3, king d3, and I'm just gonna march this pawn. It's completely winning. Anyways, this is still completely winning here, even after this bishop sack. E takes f3, bishop d3. Played perfectly here. A small mistake perhaps here. Bishop b5. I should have maybe played bishop f1 here, and now I can just push my pawn very, very easily. But no, I take a few more times, and here I had to secure the draw by taking their last pawn, and then I could just try to go for a win. But here I have 0.9 seconds to mate. And 1, 2, 3, 4 of those moves, of those 9 moves allocated to me, 8 moves theoretically, are to make a queen. So unless I have a mate in 5 coming out of that queening, it's not a win, which is exactly what happened. I played the best possible given my time here. It's mate in 10, says the engine, and I have literally 4 pre-moves left to mate this. So it's hopeless. So I'm glad with the draw. I mean, my performance speaks better than the actual result, but at the end of the day, I'm very happy with the 2257 performance, performing at my rating or a little bit higher, which is my aim. One brilliant move, pretty good, and overall outplaying my opponent in the opening, which was really synonymous with this game. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please feel free to have an amazing day. See you next time.